What's your all-time favorite one-shot adventure premise? Leave yours down in the comments below. I had a session where the party woke up in a cute little glen with a pond and fruit-bearing trees, all strangely surrounded by fog. When a party member walked too far, they bumped their nose on the glass edge of the enchanted terrarium. Apparently, a giant had decided they would all make cute little pets. Feeling like they were Honey, I Shrunk the Kids tiny, they had to escape the terrarium, climb down the table, and navigate the giant's house, doing battle with dust bunnies and the giant's house cat. Groundhog Day. Come up with a timeline of events that happened during each day and escape criteria for the loop. Always start the day with the exact same phrasing. Same for NPC reactions to things and greetings. Drop in some red herrings for the escape criteria. Like, maybe there are a few events that result in deaths, and the players think that they have to save everyone and make the day perfect. Well, that's just what my players did, and it was hilarious watching them make a timetable of events and try to juggle where they have to be to save everyone. We need the trusty rusties. For me, it's the Suicide Squad template. A bunch of disconnected heroes have been called in, voluntarily or otherwise, to solve a problem or a threat that others are either unwilling or unable to address. Oh, by the way, you don't need to worry about linking their backgrounds together at all. You can just start them in the same room with the quest giver. Violent ones. Essentially, you can survive, but if anyone does something wrong, fewer of you will likely survive. I use it for Halloween. A wizard needs your help retrieving supplies from a goblin band. The actual supplies are for his sick wizard Kegger, and the goblin band is an actual band of musicians. Your hardcore, badass group of adventurers is finding a night's rest in your headquarters. In the morning, you discover that a baby has been left at your doorstep. The baby is basically Jack from The Incredibles, with unlimited magical potential that manifests at the chaotic whims of a toddler. Godspeed. Godspeed. I DM'd a game where they were at the end of the world, and they thought that they were there to stop it, when in reality, they were tasked with creating the next. Kidnap rescue. An old friend calls you to a bar, says they are dying, and needs your help finding their murderer, or that they are leaving you an old treasure map, something along those lines. You answer a plea from a small village to free them from a local warlord. Reservoir dragons. You're all top-notch burglars and criminals hired anonymously to conduct a heist during the meeting of a powerful secret society in the house of a sketchy noble. But all of you have another reason to be in that house tonight. My favorite one-shot is: a bard has left advertisements for the quest of a lifetime, one that only the most desperate must attempt. The players are all the most desperate in some way. Upon meeting at the agreed-upon time and place, he explains that he believes to have found the location spoken of in a children's rhyme, one that promises a wish. He wishes to write a story about the party's escapades. Past this desert town, the party makes their way to a mountain where a recent mining operation seems to be deserted. There is also a large door with a large lever required to open it. With the party's help, they enter, but the bard stays behind in order to keep the door open for when they return. The party ventures into the dungeon. Over time, it begins to resemble a prison, and by the time they make it to the end, they open a sarcophagus to reveal a dwarf's body with his pickaxe and his helmet. One of the miners who dug to the door outside. It wakes up and claims to be a djinn inhabiting the body of the miner, and that he offers one wish for freeing them. Now, there are obvious flaws in the logic, which an insight check will reveal that the djinn is lying. The party must decide which of them will get one wish. By making the wish, it comes to pass in a devilish way, sacrificing the body of the character to the sarcophagus and freeing the miner. The room also begins to fill with sand. The party makes their way to the door for the bard to open, but upon seeing the events taking place, he refuses to open it, claiming a story with a sad ending sells better. The door would also be an anti-magic barrier, so no teleporting out or summoning aid from outside. I've run many groups with this one. Some manage to escape using magic to burrow out from elsewhere, and from my decision to change the dungeon and recognize the flaws in my trap. Most die, some kill each other for the wish, some have killed the bard beforehand and still died to the sand. I enjoy it. Just make a good dungeon or find one, and you can just adapt it to this scenario. Well, since we're close to Halloween, how about an undead outbreak? You've been tasked by the magistrate of insert town name here to find out why the undead have been spotted more recently, especially during the night hours. They haven't yet approached the city, and the ruling class is getting kinda worried. The end boss is an Alun, newly created, so not yet powerful, but no joke either. He lives just underneath the city, with the only entrance being from the mountain, half a day's walk in any direction that you choose. The only person who knows about the entrance is an old priest who lives in a monastery in the town. He once used it to find the old church that, legend tells, collapsed into a sinkhole since it held many artifacts of another age. I don't really know, I'm just spitballing here. The unlucky lich. A local lich has been planning expansion and wants to start with a small local town and go from there. Unbeknownst to him, he is quite unlucky, as there are not one, but 5 retired adventurers living there who have faked their own deaths. The players have to defend the town from the lich without revealing how powerful they are. Otherwise, their old enemies will come after them. Optional, the characters also can't reveal to each other their true potential. You can either let them be high level, or my personal favorite, let all the players roll d20s, and the highest roll +2 is their level. Let the chaos begin! Had the party track down the mysterious Vault of the Traveler. They find a cave with 5 hallways leading to 5 different portals, each leading to different locations where they must recover artifacts for the Traveler statue in the main cave. Once they were all collected, the statue moved to reveal the vault. They had a mathematical pressure puzzle in Mechanus. Acererak gave the artifact for helping him test his new zombies. Xanathar had another in his study. Asmodeus had yet another, and the last was at the point where all 4 main elemental planes intersect, and they had to defeat an elemental from each. Once inside, it was full of gold. However, it was nothing but a brood nest of mimic babies and their mother. I made it lore that mimics with their shape-shifting abilities are children of the Traveler. Another one I did had a creepy town that they investigated. It turned out that the mayor, a high-level wizard, was turning the town into a theme park for commoners who wanted to play or cosplay as adventurers. He had actual adventurers come in, buy rumors, and unknowingly solve the mystery to get a feel for how hard it would be for normal people. I almost chuckled because that's really, really smart. The party goes to help a wizard with pest control. But the wizard decides the best way to go about that would be to shrink the party down to only a few inches tall. It works. Just use giant versions of bugs and insects for the smaller versions, and have the final boss be the wizard's cat. Now, a favorite of mine was when the party met a haggard, worn-down man by the side of a fork in the road. He carries a spear or pike and wears half-plate armor that has clearly seen better days. Upon asking if he needs assistance, he replies, "Yes. Do you think you can help kill my body?" This is when the party notices that he is somewhat translucent, and without intending to, he gets pulled towards one of the roads. You see, he is a vengeful spirit, and his body is a morgue. He can't just leave. Vengeful spirits must stay within a mile of their body, and he can't stand to see what his body has done to the town where he was eventually buried. Morgues can raise the bodies of those they kill. So, this should be a rather difficult task. For a suspense horror angle, each PC wakes up with no memories, and they are trapped in a dungeon filled with deadly monsters. It's a zoo, so mix and match monsters based on whatever you need. They'll need to work together to escape and hopefully reclaim their memories. Now here's a twist. Pick a player who is good at roleplay and secretly tell them they are working against the party. Silly. The PCs are a party summoned to the local Baron's ball. It's the prince's birthday coming up, and the delivery of the Baron's present for the prince was waylaid by bandits. The PCs track down the bandits, which are basic humanoid bandits, thugs, etc. You get it. Defeat them and find the eaten remains of a fruit basket fit for a prince. Now they need to make a replacement gift that would also be fit for a prince, skill challenges with bonuses for creative choices, before the Baron decides to blame them for the lack of a gift. No nonsense, basic D&D. The players are local heroes and the mayor has requested their help. Several people have fallen ill, and the local wise woman says that only a flower that grows in the dark forest can save them. They need to venture into the forest, kill some local aberrations, monstrosities, beasts, and recover the flower in time to save the village. As in, don't take too many long rests. For encounter design, just string together several outdoor encounters with small groups of non-intelligent monsters. Good luck, DMs! The PCs enter a small settlement only to find it's under threat from some monster, gang, alien, whatever. While they are resting in the settlement for the night, the threat attacks. Well, the PCs defeat it, but it escapes. The PCs must then trek into the wilderness, find the threat's lair, which may or may not be some kind of dungeon, and defeat it there. They then return to the settlement for the denouement and their reward. If the players demand further sessions, it's fairly easy to add another threat related to the original one that seeks revenge. If it sounds familiar, this is more or less the plot of Beowulf. Shockingly simple to run and generic enough for any setting. The "I need a hero" scene from Shrek 2. Premise: rescue a princess from a castle in the most Shrek way possible. Phase 1. Skill challenge to create and bake a giant cookie golem. Good time for non-combat baking puzzles and RP challenges. Make them use spell slots to control the temp of the arcane oven that's baking their giant gingerbread man. Success equals your cookie golem kills a bunch of guards and gets you into the castle. Failure is equivalent to you having to get into the castle via other means and fight more guards. Phase 2. Fight through some guards. Ride every chandelier you see. Just, create some sweet castle chaos. Phase 3. Stop the Froghemoth prince from kissing the princess. Froghemoth boss fight. Now here's a bonus phase, which is number 4. If time permits, fight the fairy godmother. Bonus boss fight. Hey everybody, Brian Von VA checking in after the vid. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, ring that bell, and of course down below let us know what is your all-time favorite one-shot adventure premise. And if you want to help us keep the AC running in the winter and the heat on in the summer, wait, reverse that. You know what I mean. If you want to help us out in any capacity, you are more than welcome to sign up to a membership. Doing so will get you some neat little rewards here and there, mostly early access to videos, but you can also expect some outtakes here and there. That said, we love you all, no pressure. We just want you to have the best content possible for D&D. See you next time. Bye for now.